me tell you this. Because it's important for maybe somebody know, you know. I talked to somebody this morning. Oh gosh, I'm going to try to say this in English, but some stories just nice when you talk it in a patois, but I'm going to try to say this in English so you understand better. All right. When we speak about entities and ghosts and dopey and stuff like that, I am not saying it to scare anybody. We come up in a culture. I am Jamaican, I'm from the Caribbean. And our culture naturally just scare the bejeebies out of you when you hear about ghosts, spirits and stuff like that. I was brought up scared, afraid. Love your dopey story, but afraid of it bad. And I was always brought up like that. Afraid of the dark. Nobody can left me in a no dark because me just know somebody else in there with me. That's how we were brought up. And I am so happy before me pass from this world to understand the true dynamics of spirituality, to figure out where this dopey thing come from, because you felt so powerless when you get stories of spirits and ghosts and demons and stuff like that, and you just feel so helpless, so fearful that somebody can just say something to you and you just drop in your corner afraid. I said, Lord God damn, hope you're me, or Lord God damn, hex, put a hex. For the people who don't understand patois, I'm gonna try to do it in English as much as possible, but some stories just nicer in a patois. But here I'm sharing these things because these are the things that I have learned over the past couple of years, that my guides have been guiding me towards, have been clarifying for me, so now I can actually see things the way they really are. You understand? So I did a video already about the underworld because I want people to understand. In this life, the way it is structured, we have light and we have dark. It is obvious the way it is, but it's not as if darkness is a place, like a one place where underneath the earth somewhere and fire burn underneath there. It's not like a physical tangible place where you go and turn up like so. It is an existence. It is a consciousness. You have light, you have dark. Now the way spirits are made are, we the flesh, the spirits who are in this flesh. As you live your life, everything, every decision that you make as you live this life determines your path when you transition, what we call when we're dead. When you transition from this earth and you go back to spirit, because when you die, the reason why I say I don't fear death anymore after my near-death experience, because I realize that when you die and transition back to spirit, there's really nothing there to fear if you live a good life. Because when you transition, your family members, the closest ones to you, are there to meet you, as well as your spirit guide, as well as angels, and you are taken back to love. The minute your spirit leaves this body, and if there's anybody here who has had any family members or friends who have passed on, and you were in the room with them, I'm pretty sure you can say when they left the body, if you were taking note, you can literally know that this is now just a carcass and the spirit has left. Because when the spirit leaves, the body just, that's it. And the life is taken out of them, the life force. But it's not as if they're gone and never to come back. They move on. They go back to source, back to God, back to love. But here is where the discrepancy comes in. Somebody who was living here on this earth, right now like how me I live, and all they doing in this world are hurt people, and you're one mass murderer and you kill, and you're like some of them wicked leader you we having at the place where you cause war and all these things will happen. When you transition, you see the minute you lack and you transition to spirit and the spirit starts to ascend, you immediately realize everything that you did here and you have to face it. So the way the angels explain it to me, a spirit who has lived that type of life, that has been so lowly energetic, when them realize it, them feel so shame. And they feel as if, my gosh, I cannot go back to the light. I cannot go back to love. I cannot go back to love, to God, because me shame man, how me I go face him. And you start to judge yourself, especially people who live outside of spirituality, not believing in God, not believing in Buddha, whatever you want, not believing in anything that is of a higher consciousness. Then the people, it's hard for them go to the light, because first of all, they not even trust the angel, them not want to go. I wanted to make that point there. So somebody who transitions and they don't understand, when they go back to the light, they feel so shameful that they don't want to go past. Now, let me tell you how God works as far as I understand it. If God is a consciousness that loves the murderer, as well as the person who give back all them life the same, love none more than the other, because everything that you choose to do while you're living is your choice. God gives you the freedom to choose this. When you are going back, when you go back to spirit, you now have the choice to transmute everything that you did in this physical world before you can go back to love. This is where the underworld comes in. A spirit who cannot face that, and so many hundreds of thousands of millions of infinite amount can't, they have to find themselves going through this journey of either reliving it or working through it before they can go to the light. And that's where the underworld comes in. There are many spirits, countless, over all of the centuries of existence of earth, who still cannot face what they did. It doesn't mean that God abandoned them and them abandon themselves, because they do so much atrocities that they relive it every day. You have spirits in the underworld who are mass murderer, who live the life of killing people every single day of their existence. But here is the difference, and this is important. They don't feel how they felt in the physical. God make the brute them feel everything where they make other people feel. See, when I had my near-death experience, me never feel, or me did feel during the experiences when they showed me my life review. The angels allowed me to feel how I made people feel, and I found that very interesting. And I kept asking about, I don't understand, how come because see my life review and I didn't feel how I felt, because I wanted to feel how I felt. And that's why I felt how the guy felt when me go for in court, and me did make him feel away. And I felt the hurt that he felt in his heart. And listen, when you go back to spirit, when you feel it, it is an intense feeling. So can you imagine if you are somebody who kill people and rape people and all pedophile out there, and when you go back and you have to face it, the way the God consciousness is set up, it's not God sitting on a throne to judge you. You are the one who is judging yourself, and you are made to feel exactly how you make those people feel over your entire lifetime. So if you hurt 1 million people, you have 1 million of that to go through. And I'm not saying this for anybody to be fearful, but this is just how it has been explained to me, how I saw it, and how I experienced my own life review when I had the near-death experience. That is important. And no, this is what explains to me where this dopey thing come from. So this is why we have entities that are on a lower vibration, when people say they're in the hell or whatever, and these are the entities that cannot go back to the light. Now, you have family members who have passed who are in a lower vibration because things happen and they just don't understand, and they're just confused and in the underworld. You have spirits in the underworld who never kill nobody either, but they're just so confused. They're so far-fetched in their old-time constructs that still in the spiritual realm they don't understand. Just go to the light. All right, and those are the ones that are easier, where somebody who can discern it can communicate with a spirit like that, like a roaming spirit in a house, and they understand if you should connect with that spirit and you can talk to them. They'll say, I don't understand, I don't know if I'm dead or alive, because some spirits are so confused the way they pass, they don't realize they're dead, so they remain in a house, they remain attached to an object, they just remain in a particular place, and that energy is still there. Now, if you can discern it without having fear, then what you can do is guide this spirit to the light. And as soon as they go back to the light, that's it, they're good. You understand? So this is where the underworld thing comes in. Now, this is very important. I have to go cut this because this gonna will like 8 minutes. I'm coming back.